Let me give you some advice, bastard. Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor, and it can never be used to hurt you.
What the hell do you know about being a bastard?
All dwarves are bastards in their father's eyes.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and welcome to my TED Talk. I chose the series Game of Thrones to go ahead and analyze for my final project, and I'm going to be following Tyrion through his journey with his dad and the relationship he has with his dad. It's kind of one of those where I think that relationship kind of gets overlooked, and so I went ahead and analyzed some of my favorite scenes that established the relationship between Tywin and Tyrion, and went ahead and talked about my thoughts on them and kind of how that plays in the role of Tyrion and his character development throughout the series. So I picked some of my favorite ones. I've become a recent fan of this series. Binged it over the whole entire quarantine, so this has been something I've really enjoyed doing. So yeah, I hope you enjoy.
I want what is mine by right. Jaime is your eldest son, heir to your lands and titles, but he is a king's guard, forbidden from marriage or inheritance. The day Jaime put on the White Cloak, he gave up his claim to Casterly Rock. I am your son and lawful heir.
You want Casterly Rock?
It is mine by right.
We'll find you accommodations more suited to your name, and as a reward for your accomplishments during the Battle of Blackwater Bay. And when the time is right, you'll be given a position fit for your talents, so that you can serve your family and protect our legacy. And if you serve faithfully, you will be rewarded with a suitable wife. And I would let myself be consumed by maggots before mocking the family name and making you heir to Casterly Rock.
Why?
Why? You ask that? You who killed your mother to come into the world? You are an ill-made, spiteful little creature, full of envy, lust, and low cunning. Men's laws give you the right to bear my name and display my colors, since I cannot prove that you are not mine. And to teach me humility, the gods have condemned me to watch you waddle about, wearing that proud lion that was my father's sigil and his father's before him. But neither gods nor men will ever compel me to let you turn Casterly Rock into your whorehouse. Go now. A good man does everything in his power to better his family's position, regardless of his own selfish desires. Does that amuse you?
No, it's a very good lesson. Only it's easy for you to preach utter devotion to family when you're making all the decisions.
Easy for me, is it?
When have you ever done something that wasn't in your interest, but solely for the benefit of the family?
The day that you were born. I wanted to carry you into the sea and let the waves wash you away. Instead, I let you live. And I brought you up as my son. Because you're a Lannister.
Okay, so I kind of just put those two scenes kind of together because they kind of go over the same type of thing I want to talk about. You know, in the first one, we talk about Tyrion's claim to the Casterly Rock and Tywin's response to that. And then in the second scene, we talk about basically Tyrion having to get Sansa Stark pregnant and, you know, the selfishness of his father. And those both kind of just play into the idea that Tyrion is not a respected character in Tywin's eyes. Tywin believes that, you know, Tyrion is set to be a failure and doesn't really have any kind of ability to hold pride with the Lannister name. And so I really think that both of these scenes were important to include back to back because they kind of both just give different scenarios of the same kind of feelings that Tywin has towards Tyrion. Tyrion is the son of Tywin, but you can obviously see the hatred and the hostility that Tywin has towards Tyrion. And in both of these scenes, he explains that Tyrion is his son and he is a Lannister, but he hates him. He is the lesser of the Lannisters, and the things that he even says in the second scene that we play, that those are not things that you tell a child that you love. And so it's just an interesting transition to see that, you know, there's multiple scenarios that he makes Tyrion feel this way for different things, and they both come into play later on, and it's just an interesting way to establish that relationship because those are Tywin's raw feelings towards Tyrion, and they are just important to understand that because Tyrion is beginning to really understand the kind of hatred that his dad has towards him.
Tyrion, put down the crossbow. Who released you? Your brother, I expect. He always had a soft spot for you. Come, we'll go and talk in my chambers. This is how you want to speak to me? Shaming your father has always given you pleasure, hasn't it?
All my life, you've wanted me dead.
Yes. But you refused to die. I respect that. Even admire it. You fight for what's yours. I'd never let them execute you. Is that what you fear? I'll never let Ilyn Payne take your head. You're a Lannister. You're my son.
I loved her.
Who?
Shay.
Tyrion. Put down that crossbow.
I murdered her. With my own hands.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
She was a whore.
Say that word again.
And what? You'll kill your own father in the privy? No. You're my son. Now, enough of this nonsense.
I am your son, and you sentenced me to die. You knew I didn't poison Joffrey, but you sentenced me all the same. Why?
Enough. We'll go back to my chambers and speak with some dignity.
I can't go back there. She's in there.
Are you afraid of a dead whore? You shot me. You're no son of mine.
I am your son. I have always been your son.
Wow, what a crazy scene. I really thought this was a powerful scene to end my TED Talk on because one, it is obviously the last scene that either Tyrion or Tywin have with one another. That is where their relationship ends. But it also shows the power dynamic change within the series. It shows Tyrion step into his character that he's supposed to be leading into the rest of the series, as well as him no longer being the victim of his dad's hatred and political ploys. He is no longer going to be a victim in his dad's games. His dad no longer has any power. And the things that his dad was, critiquing him on about the whores and all of those things, before he had killed his father, he was sleeping with the whore that Tyrion was in love with. And so, that just also switches there, that all of these things come to light that Tyrion is starting to realize, and it really just makes him step into this powerful character that he is. And despite all of the things that his dad did to him and said to him. It came down to his dad almost killing him for him to really take ownership of his own pride and courage and do what he needed to do. And what a wonderful series it's been, and honestly one of my favorite relationship dynamics to follow throughout the series. So thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I really hope you gain to appreciate the themes and underlying messages within Game of Thrones like I have, and thanks for watching.